Hey guys, I'm Laura.
And Nicolas.
And today we're going to talk to you about how we grew our Instagram account
from 0 to 200,000 followers in less than 2 years.
So if you're new to our channel, we're a couple that loves to travel. Most of the year we're traveling, but right now we're of course home just like everyone else. We upload a video every Sunday on our channel and we do a lot of travel vlogs, obviously not right now, but we also give you tips and insights into our business and into our daily lives so you can live a lifestyle just like we do.
So today we're gonna give you 12 tips on how you can grow your Instagram. Tip 1. Choose a niche.
So if you choose your niche, you just have to stick to it. You have to choose if you want to go, for example, for travel, if you want to go for fashion, if you want to go for pure photography. I mean, it's all good. There's so many options out there, but you just have to stick to it because people need to know what they can expect from you, what they will get from you.
So whenever we post, we ask ourselves the following 3 questions. Who is our audience? What do they want to see? And does our post reflect with that?
Okay, so that brings us to our second tip, and that is be authentic and be yourself.
If you try to recreate other people's work, it will never be as good as the person who created it and is actually passionate about it. So just do your own thing and your followers and potential followers will notice that and will appreciate you for it.
So it doesn't mean that you cannot get inspiration from other creators, other big creators. It totally makes sense, definitely if you're starting out, that you want to get some inspiration from big creators that are already out there. It totally makes sense, but just don't copy their personality because it's impossible to do that, let's be honest. Remember when we were just starting out, we had this idea of like travel couples, like how they dress, like how they act, what they eat. Even we were like, oh no, we need to be vegan now, so done with In-N-Out burgers. We have to like dress in a certain way and all these things that was just not us.
So be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself, be authentic. People will see that. Be passionate about.
And stop
be
hitting
passionate.
me.
Be passionate.
Stop hitting me.
And honestly, guys, that's the only way to do it.
Tip number 3 is a tip that you and your wallet won't like to hear, but it is invest in quality gear. We're not saying that everyone should buy the most expensive camera and the drones, because let's be honest, most people will never use that. But for us as content creators specialized in travel, it is something we need and we invest in it because it gives us the best possible opportunity to create the nicest content. We personally know some accounts who manage to create beautiful content with just an iPhone. The only thing we're saying is make sure your equipment doesn't drag you down.
Yeah, I just think it's really important that you have the gear to create whatever you want to create, even if that's iPhone photos or
if that's flat lace, like, whatever
it is, just invest in the material, in the gear that you need. By the way, we wrote a blog post about the gear that we're using, all our lenses, our camera, our drone, and we'll just like link it below so you can just find it if you're interested in that. So as we said, content is key to gain followers, and later on in this video we'll also talk about how to create a beautiful and consistent feed because that's what makes people hit that follow button. So we're going to talk about that later on, so stay tuned.
Alright, tip number 4, have a killer bio.
Yeah, that's really important that you, in just like a few words, that you attract people's attention and that you just tell people who you are or what your account is about.
And make sure to also have a very good profile picture, because that's what people see first.
We know Instagrammers who say that you should always keep like the same profile pic. Sometimes,
so people recognize it immediately.
Yeah, and that you should keep it for like months or even years. And then we know people who are like, no, you need to change it constantly. Like we know people who change it like even every week.
Like every picture they post, they will make their latest post their profile picture.
Yeah.
To be honest, both can work.
But we just think it's just important that you have a really good profile pic. That's all. Just make sure it resonates with whatever people can find on your feed. So tip number 5. Tip number 5 is to create a business account. If you create an account on Instagram, it's just a personal account, but you can switch to a business account so you can watch your analytics. And it's something that we do on a daily basis because that way you can find out when your followers are most active, where they're from, what's your best time to post,
and what content works best.
Exactly. So you need those analytics. I mean, I get it. Some people are like really like not afraid of numbers, but they really don't like numbers. I get that. But it's really important to have a look at your analytics and analyze your analytics and learn from your analytics and just like act on it. It's really important.
So if you haven't already, go to your Instagram and switch that personal profile to a business
account.
Tip number 6 is to post regularly and at the best time. So Laura already mentioned it, but posting at the best time is so crucial. If we would post in the middle of the night, we wouldn't even get half the reach we are getting if we post at our optimum time.
The best time is actually the time that most of your followers are active. Like we have followers from like all over the world. So our best posting time is actually a time where most of the world is awake. It's of course different for everyone. Some people have like only followers from the US, so then it makes more sense to have a look into when most Americans are active. So it's very personal, but again, your analytics will tell you what your best time is to post.
Another thing that is crucial is to post regularly. When we started our account, we posted every single day.
We never
the
missed
first
a day.
year. We never missed a day. I think the first day we missed was after 400 days. That's how crazy obsessed we were with growing our account. We had to post every single day. And if you don't manage to post every single day, that's not a problem. If you don't have enough content, don't worry about it. Just make sure you post regularly. If you only post 3 times a week, that's fine. Just make sure it's every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday.
I honestly feel that every platform, no matter if it's YouTube, if it's TikTok, I mean, every platform likes it when you post regularly at the same time, when you have like consistency. Consistency is key in everything. Consistency. By the way, it's raining so hard right now, so I'm sorry if there's any noise, but the weather has been so good and now it's just like so depressing. Okay, so tip number 7 is use hashtags. We know that a lot of people think that hashtags are not important anymore or that they're spammy, but if you use hashtags in a correct way, we promise you guys it is so important and your reach will be so much higher. I think for our photos, if we use the right hashtags, I think it's like about 20, 30, sometimes even 50% of our reach comes from hashtags.
Like imagine you have a reach of 200,000 because you have 200,000 followers, and just by using the hashtags, you can reach 300,000 followers.
Yeah.
That's what the difference is between using hashtags and not using hashtags.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you would be stupid not to use hashtags.
Exactly. It's exactly the same. I always compare it to people giving you $200. What?
I'm very interested to hear what you're going to say.
No, honestly, it's like the same as people giving you $200 that you can spend, and just like instead of using it, just like you throw it in the trash.
What?
Is that a bad comparison?
That doesn't make any sense. Like zero.
No? It's like I give you $100 and you're like, I can use it, but I chose not to use it, so I just throw it away.
This brings us to tip number 8. Create a consistent feed.
The tip you've all been waiting for. No, it's a question we get a lot. How are we able to create such a consistent feed? Like the colors always match. How do you do that? Honestly, the first part is use presets. So we use Lightroom and we created our own Lightroom presets. So it took us months to create them. We learned so much about editing, like on the go. So we give you as a tip, either way, you can buy presets from a creator or you can create your own editing style or do both at the same time. But it's just so important because otherwise your photos will be like a mix of like different colors and different editing style, and it just doesn't work. We saw so many creators grow so much once they started using the same editing style, because it just makes your feed consistent.
So imagine when you visit someone's profile and you look at the feed, you will decide in less than a second if you want to follow that person or not. So what we would recommend is to make sure your feed looks beautiful, so people who come on your profile will smash that follow button. By the way, if you're interested in our presets, you can use the code YouTube20. We'll link our site down below in the description, and you'll get 20% off on all our presets on top of the existing sales.
We also have a page on our Instagram. Passport Presets is the name of it, and you can ask us there any questions. There are like a lot of tutorials on there as well. If you want to improve your editing style, go check it out. We'll just quickly show you a little bit how our presets look. So this is an unedited version, and then this is the edited version. Another one. So this is an unedited version, and this is an edited version. So this is all made just like with our presets.
Just one click and that's it.
Okay, so one more tip that I want to give to you guys. I will put like an image right here or right here. I don't know where it's going to appear, but I just want to show you how we make our feed consistent. Like for example, we take a lot of photos like with blue water. Then we have some photos that we take in more like a green scenery or like in a city, and we try to mix that up in like a beautiful way. So as you can see on the photo, we mix up like the blues, so you can like make a cross like with the blues, and then like we switch it up with a completely different tone, because that way it's more appealing to the eye. It gives like a little bit more depth to your feed, and it's just like a small tip that I wanted to give you guys.
And you can do that for all kinds of pictures. Yeah. Like you can even do it for purely fashion pictures, like you can see right here on Laura's personal fashion account.
Yeah, I always like try to mix it up, like a filler with a photo of me wearing an outfit. I try to like mix up the colors so it's like appealing. Yeah, there are different ways to do that. I mean, there's no right or wrong, but it's just like from our personal experience, we feel like mixing it up a little bit, and yeah,
it's just more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
If you're still watching, well done. It is now 6 p.m. so we have to post, because remember, you have to stay consistent and post regularly. We still have 3 or 4 amazing tips coming up. The next one is be active on stories.
People want to see your face. Like, I get that in the beginning it was really hard for us as well to like talk in a camera to yourself. Like, it feels super weird, and you cannot like get why people want to see you. But we promise you, people want to see your face. They're following you because they want to see you, and they can never get a connection with you or feel like they know you if they never see you talking on stories. So make sure that you show your face every single day on your stories.
Even if you look like shit, because we sometimes do. To generate even more story views, you can use filters, you can use stickers, you can use hashtags, you can use locations. All these little things help with getting more people to watch your stories.
Yeah, and also make them interactive. Like you can have like these polls right now. They're like, you can ask them questions. There's so many ways that you can make it fun for people to watch your stories. So make use of that. Add music into it. There's so many things that you can do. And like Nicolas said, that's a really important tip. People forget about it so many times. That you can add hashtags as well to your stories. We talked about this before. Putting hashtags on your posts is important, but it's just as important as doing it on your stories. And I know people are going to ask us like, how do you add like 10 hashtags, because that's the max that you can use in one story. And you could just like write your hashtag and you can like swipe it away so it doesn't appear like on the screen that people are seeing. That's a nice tip, isn't it?
That's a little extra tip. One of our last tips is to engage.
It's so important. For example, there are a lot of people who would post on Instagram and then shut the app. It's just a no-go. Honestly, it's a no-go.
Don't do it.
Never,
like,
ever
don't even think about it.
Don't
Just
do it.
Stop. When you post, the next 30 minutes are crucial.
Yeah.
And if somebody comments on your picture, you should reply immediately.
Yeah, reply. It's just your followers are important. It's your community. Never forget that. Your followers, they are your community. So always reply to every comment, always reply to every DM. So you always have to think about where you come from, no matter how many followers you get. Just reply to your followers, because your followers are the reason why you can keep doing what you do.
A great way to generate extra engagement is by using your caption and asking questions in your caption. That way your followers will answer your question and you'll be able to have a conversation with your followers.
Yeah, and that's a really nice way to get to know your followers, and that way to get to know you as well, because most of the time we write a caption about something we believe in or something that we really want to share with them. And yeah, if they reply back, we get to know them, and that's so nice about Instagram, is to connect with your followers, to get to know one another and just like have a genuine conversation online. Okay, then another tip is to connect with like-minded creators. It's something really important to do. Like, we made so many friends on the way. It's honestly amazing. We have so many people that started traveling or started an account around the same time as we did, and we actually grew together. We could ask each other questions on the way about photography, about collaborations, about so many things, and now we can actually visit them in real life and have a drink with them or have dinner with them, and it's really cool. It's not just about making friends, it's also about just like exchanging knowledge, and I think it's a really important way to grow your Instagram as well.
Because you may ask yourself now, how does that get me extra followers? Well, the thing is, when you meet those people in real life, you'll make stories together and they will tag you. Or when you post a really nice picture, they'll share it in their stories, because you're friends now, and they will show your picture to their followers who maybe don't follow you yet, and that way you'll get more profile visits, you'll get more followers just by being friendly and
generally supporting each other. It's just really nice to like make friends. Just don't be afraid to reach out to someone else, and just like, yeah, if you like each other and if you generally like each other's content, not only can you support each other and learn from each other, you can also become friends for life. And it's honestly an amazing part of the job that we do, is the people that we get to meet and that we get to connect with. It's really cool.
It's all about friendship and love. That was so good.
That was really good.
And our last tip is to have your content reposted by other pages. So we already talked about having your content reposted by the friends you made and by like-minded creators, but you can also have your content reposted by big inspiration accounts.
Yeah, there are a lot of big inspo accounts out there
with millions of followers, who just repost other people's content.
Yeah, exactly. Just do a little bit of research and you will find the big inspo pages, because there are thousands of them, honestly. So you might ask yourself the question, how will they get to my post? Like, how will they repost my photos?
Just send them your favorite pictures. Send them an DM with your top 5 pictures, or send them an email with your top 3 pictures.
Yeah.
And let them choose their favorite and let them just repost it to their millions of followers.
Yeah, so the other thing that you can do as well is just tag them in your photos. So as you know, you can tag 20 people, up to 20 people in your photo. So just like tag some big inspo accounts in your photo so that they can see you. And a lot of those inspo accounts also have their own hashtag that you can just put in your caption, and that way they can find your photos. If one big account reposts one of your photo, and then all the other inspo accounts, they will start reposting the same photo as well, then that's what we call going viral on Instagram. Is honestly, if your photo get reposted by so many of these accounts.
That's gold. If you want more tips like this, just subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, it would mean a lot to us if you could just give it a little thumbs up.
By the way, leave your Instagram handle in the comments down below so we can go and check it out.
So those were our 12 tips on how to gain followers on Instagram. We really hope you liked them. We really hope you'll use them to gain more followers and grow your following.
And one more thing, just have fun creating, have fun on the platform, and yeah, just enjoy what you do and be passionate about what you do.
Probably the most important tip right there. Have fun, enjoy the ride, and
enjoy
the results will come.
So we hope to see you again next week for another video. This was Laura
and Nicolas. Peace out.